up, Dodgers Nation? D-Mac here, and I'm here with ESPN's Eduardo Perez. Thank you so much for joining us, Eduardo.
You got it. Thanks for having me, brother.
So, electric atmosphere here at the winter meetings. You got big deals being made. Lots of talk about Aaron Judge right now, maybe getting a deal done. Do you think there's any chance that the Dodgers get in the mix for Aaron Judge? Or do you think it's a Yankees-Giants battle for Judge?
I think right now it's probably a Yankees-Giants battle. And I think it's because of the amount of years. It's not the dollar amount, the way Andrew Friedman works. We've noticed that it's more on the short-term version, even though we've seen him do deals with Mookie, we've seen him do deals with Freddie. But the Aaron Judge deal, I just think it's, let's raise the price a little bit. Let's see what we can get. And if he does end up going to the Giants, wow, that National League West gets really interesting.
A very competitive National League West in which the Dodgers, they won by 22 games. They win 111 games last season, but win just one postseason game. But do you think the Dodgers need to be a little more active this offseason, or do you think, as it stands right now, they have a team that is built to win the World Series?
Well, I don't know if it's built yet to win the World Series. As of this interview, I would say no. Is it a team that can win the division? Yes. And remember, there's no Trey Turner anymore there, and there's no Chris. There's no both Turners. You can use a TNT on that version. Now we don't know if he's going to re-sign or not at third base, but the way I see it right now with the LA Dodgers is don't put anything past Andrew Friedman. We've seen it in the past where they're not afraid to spend, but spend smartly and spend with players that are high elite type players. And that being said, when you have a Mookie Betts, when you have a Freddie Freeman in that lineup, that's a pretty good starting point, right? So from there, you have to make sure that you still get your defense in the outfield. No Bellinger right now. Where's he going to end up? It's a different team, a different chemistry, but a good sign at least that they got Clayton back.
Yeah, you got Kershaw back. That was definitely great to hear if you're a Dodger fan. But then there's that big name that still hasn't been signed, and that, of course, is Carlos Correa. Could you picture Carlos Correa in a Dodgers uniform next year playing for L.A.?
Yes, I can. Look, the Dodger fans are really smart. They understand that what happened in 2017, yes, a lot of people take it personal, but can they move on? Absolutely. We've seen past Giants players play for the Dodgers, right? We've seen the situation happen. We've seen, even if it's Marwin Gonzalez, go from the Astros to the Yankees, and he played there, didn't get booed there. Carlos Correa, he's going to give it his might. He's going to be very vocal, but one thing that Carlos Correa does is he plays the game hard when he's out there. What happened in 2017, it's a shame to the game. No doubt about it. Were the Astros punished as an organization? They were the players. They were protected. And at the end of the day, we have to be able to move on. And the best team, if the Dodgers decide to go with Carlos Correa, I think the fans are going to be really happy in that standpoint.
Yeah, just imagine that. He goes from a villain to a hero in L.A. Be one of the greatest 180s in sports history, wouldn't it? I mean, it'd just be unbelievable.
Hollywood, brother.
It's Hollywood, right? So I want to ask you one more quick question about the Dodgers rotation. You mentioned Clayton Kershaw re-signing with the Dodgers. We look at the front of that rotation. You got Julio Urias back. Walker Buehler is going to miss most likely the majority of the 2023 season. There is some talk he could come back at the end. Do you think the Dodgers need to add another frontline starter, maybe a Carlos Rodon who's still out there, maybe hit the trade market? Do you think the Dodgers need to add another ace?
Can they spend $30 million on a pitcher and maybe $30 million on a shortstop? That's the big question, because it looks like right now Carlos Rodon, they're talking about maybe a 6-year, 30 per year. That's plenty. And yeah, we know that the Dodgers have deep pockets, right? We understand that. I just think it's going to be interesting. What's Tony Gonsolin? Who's he going to be next year? Look, he was one of their main guys before he went down at the end of the season last year and then came back. But they're going to have to count on him as well. I think the defense is going to have to play big. There's no more shift in the game. That's going to have to come in a big factor. So the Dodgers still have a lot of work to do, but I have to go right back to it. Andrew Friedman has been able to do it. He's been able to keep the Dodgers competitive. And when you have Dave Roberts, who has been able to manage a team to 90-plus wins every year that he has been there at the top, look, I don't put anything past the LA Dodgers.
Yeah, and just one last question I want to get your take on. So a lot of Dodger fans are still upset that they had that historic regular season only to have an early exit in the postseason. In your opinion, is the postseason a true crapshoot? Does the best team not always win? What's your take on the postseason being a crapshoot and some of these teams that have these great regular seasons just not having that control?
True crapshoot. It really is. And especially when it comes to pitching. What people have to look at is, are you a good team when you're facing elite pitching? The Dodgers have shown that they are. When you have Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts, when you had Trey Turner in that lineup, yeah, they were definitely elite. But at the same time, the thing is, get in and see if you can dance your way through. If you can't, that's the problem. And the Dodgers have had the opportunity to be able to go out there and do it. They did it in the shortened season. A lot of people question, can they do it in a regular long season? Once the playoffs start, it just seems like it's the norm to be able to go, if you can, deep. You have to have a lot of luck once you play into October.
Got to be hot at the right time, right, Eduardo? Well, we thank you so much, man. We love your analysis on ESPN, Sunday Night Baseball. But thank you so much and appreciate it.
You got it.
Thanks,
you.
man.